This is part 1 of the writing process, crafting thesis statements. Today's learning goals are to understand the first step of the writing process and to craft a thesis statement and revise it. So, the first step of the writing process is pre-writing. It's what you see right here. First, we pre-write. Then we draft. After we have a draft, we can revise. And as you see, the arrows start going everywhere. That's because writing is recursive. It doesn't happen in a linear order. We can pre-write, draft, revise, edit, and then go back to revision. If we don't like our essay, we can go back to the drafting stage all the way until we get to publication. So today we're just talking about the first step, and that is pre-writing. So what do we typically do when we pre-write? We brainstorm our ideas, we organize our thoughts, and most importantly, we have to develop a working thesis. You may be wondering, what is a thesis? And why do I need one? What is so important about this thesis statement? The purpose of your thesis is to tell the reader exactly what you are going to write about. It helps clarify the writing and ensures that it stays on topic. Essentially, your thesis is a promise to the reader that your essay is going to be about what you say it is. It's a way to stay on topic so that you don't go off on a tangent and start writing about something else, because everything in your essay needs to fall back on your thesis. So, how do we write a thesis statement? This strategy we're talking about today is called the 4-square. So you have 4 squares. In the first square, you write down the subject. What is the main topic of your essay? Tell me in 5 words or less, preferably. After you figure out exactly what your essay is about, you think about the question. What is the prompt asking you to write about? Specifically, not what you think, what it says in the actual writing prompt. After you get that part down, then you can answer the question in a complete sentence. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but it will be. Once you have your answer, then you upgrade it. Your upgrade sentence is what becomes your thesis. This is where you revise your syntax and vocabulary to help create a stronger sentence. It makes you sound like a really good writer when you upgrade. So what does this look like in practice? I'll show you. Right? Let's practice. This is a typical star formatted prompt. They give you a quote and you read it. So the national publication USA Weekend began sponsoring Make a Difference Day in 1992 in partnership with the Hands-On Network. On the 4th Saturday in October, everyone is encouraged to gather with friends and neighbors to help fill a need in their community. Millions of Americans participate every year. All right, we did the first part. We read it. Now what do? We think about this statement. Working together can be one of the most effective ways to improve the quality of people's lives. Think carefully. Okay, we're thinking. So, are we writing about ways to improve the quality of people's lives? The answer should be no, because it doesn't say right. The next part will tell us what to do. Write an essay explaining one way that people can work together to make a difference. So what are we writing about? What are we writing about? Seriously, think about it. Let's take a minute. We're writing an essay explaining one way that people can work together to make a difference. So your brain should be in that pre-writing mode. You should be thinking in your mind, thinking of ideas of people working together. So let's go ahead and start our 4-square. I put the prompt up at the top so we don't forget what we're writing about. So our subject here is working together, right? That's what the prompt tells us. What exactly is it asking? What is one way that people can work together to make a difference? That is the question from the prompt. Now we can turn that into our answer. One way that people work together to make a difference is by creating a recycling program. That is not the best sentence in the world. It's an answer, and it's a pretty good answer, but it is not the best. So, how do we upgrade? We revise and we rewrite our thesis, our answer. Working together to establish a recycling program can make a difference in the community. You see how I switched up this work together? I put that in the front. I include the word community in there. So this right here is a good working thesis. I can write a really strong essay based on this thesis. So let's go ahead and try that again with just a prompt this time. Write an essay explaining how technology has impacted teenagers at school. So there are two ways this can go. We can talk about the positive impacts or the negative impacts. So I'm still in pre-writing and brainstorming mode. I'm still thinking, but I do know the subject, right? The subject here is technology and teenagers. That is the main thing that I'm going to be talking about. And the question is, how has technology impacted teenagers at school? So I decided I'm going to go with the negative impacts. So technology has impacted teenagers at school negatively because it distracts them. I answered my question and I gave a good reason for it. So let's go ahead and upgrade that. How can I switch this up? Easy access to technology has become a distraction for teenagers during school hours. So now I can think of reasons, of examples of how technology is a distraction and the impact of that technology. That's definitely something that I can write about. Your turn. What I want you to do as your practice, on a sheet of paper, I want you to draw the 4 square and complete the process for the following prompt. Read the following quotation. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Just walk beside me and be my friend. What is the best way to maintain a strong friendship? Think carefully about this question. Does it ask you to write about that question? No, right? Don't let it trick you. It's asking you to write an essay explaining your definition of a true friendship. Explaining your definition of a true friendship, just in case you didn't get that the first time. So, be ready to fill in your 4 square on your paper. I will be looking for the subject, the question, the answer, and of course, an upgrade. That is your strong thesis sentence. Tomorrow, we will be sharing your thesis statements with your partners. We will discuss the process, the strengths, and the weaknesses, and we will continue practicing the thesis statements and participating in class as we share with others. So for now, I will leave you back on the 4 square screen and let you finish your homework. I will see you guys tomorrow.